Once again, the Jason Reuter Coaches Show here on the Bear Network. I'm your host, Gary Omis. We talk about Bear basketball today with head coach Jason Reuter, head coach of the Bears, and he brought along a special guest, one of our seniors. So, Coach, we always let you have the honor of introducing who you brought along.
Well, most of you out there in TV land probably know Love Howard over here to my left. She's a senior. You probably missed her on the court lately. She's been injured, injured her knee down in Miami. Actually played the rest of the tournament after injuring her knee, but got back home and found out she had a torn meniscus, and so she's had surgery and recovering well. She's pretty tough customer, and she's rehabbing and trying to get back. There's a good chance that she may be with us, but there's a chance she will not before it's over. But the further this team goes, the better her chances. So I'm sure Love is pulling. I know she's pulling hard. I hear her on the bench. She's pulling for her teammates. And Love, give us you went to the doctor?
Yeah.
Yes?
I went to the doctor Wednesday,
last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us what your update is.
Well, like when I first had the surgery, the doctor that, Dr. Governor, he told me that I was going to be able to come back. It was going to take like 3, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. And then when I went to the doctor Wednesday, his PA was like, it's going to take up to like 3 months for recovery and like everything. So like you won't be able to come back. So I was like, how is that if he told me that I was going to be able to come back? So I've been trying to get an appointment with Governor to get in to see if I'll be able to play and stuff. So I have another doctor's appointment Friday to see.
And you actually did have surgery on the
Yes.
meniscus.
But he didn't have to put sutures or anything, so that's why my recovery is going so good. Because it wasn't as bad.
Once they got in there, talking to Love and talking to her mother, I haven't talked to the doctor, they got in there and it was about the best scenario they could hope for. It wasn't as bad as it started healing on its own already, waiting. Your body is pretty miraculous. The meniscus started healing itself, and they didn't have to do as much interior work as they thought, which means recovery is quicker. But she's got 2 different opinions on when she may be able to come back. And as you know, when you sit out this long, you can't just say, okay, you're ready to go. You know, you got to have a few days on your belt, at least 4 or 5 days of practice. And so we're hoping for the best, and we need her, and we miss her, but could have been a whole lot worse. But you know, your senior year, and when you're 17 years old, you know, a month seems like an eternity.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah,
I think like mentally.
I mean, it's not that long, but I'm hoping for the best, and we'll just wait till she sees her doctor again, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed.
Well, one thing you notice if you come to a Bear game and watch them play and see them all year long, that if you're not on the floor, the bench is really cheering for them, you know, supporting them. You know, it's a real tight-knit team. You guys seem to love each other and support each other, especially when you got subs in there. Last night, you guys were going crazy on the bench when the subs went in and scored some points. And we played a lot of people in that game. This is being recorded on Wednesday morning, so it was a Tuesday night game with East Hamilton, which ended our district for the regular season, and now we look forward to the tournament coming up starting next week. But Love, you've been around here all these years at Bradley Central, been a Bearette. You've got 2 rings on your belt, so we're striving for a 3rd. And I'm sure that's what the goal is always. You know, Coach Reuter tell you at the start of the year, he names all those goals off, and one of them is to get to the glass house.
Yes.
Then once you get there, you got to figure out a way to win it, because you know who you're going to be playing until the 2 or 3 days beforehand. And then if you win that first game, you know who you're going to play the next night till you watch them play their game the same day. So you don't have a lot of time to prepare for that, you know. But we're glad to have you back in there. And you got injured in Miami again, at the Miami tournament down there. We won, and you've played a few games after that, but then you've been out in the last month or so, I guess now, haven't you?
Last 12, 13 games.
12 or 13 games.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure you miss it too, don't you?
Yes, so much.
Actually, to tell you how tough she is, she hurt the knee, and we didn't know she was hurt this severely, and then she went ahead and played the next day.
Yeah.
But as we got home, you know, you got a flight back from Miami to Atlanta, and then we had a interesting bus ride from Atlanta back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
And that's an inside joke, right?
Yeah.
Our bus broke down 20 miles north of the Atlanta airport. But Love was you got in a car and came on home, didn't you? But anyhow, so that thing just swelling slightly and starts getting stiff. And you know, have you ever stoved a finger and you get through the day?
Yep. And
And then
you wake up the next morning,
and that's kind of what she had with her.
Wonder what happened?
Yeah. But she's on the mend, and look, whatever happens, we love love.
We love love.
Love.
Yeah.
And she's championship player no matter what, but we need her. We need her. She was the first player coming off the bench when she got hurt.
Yeah.
And, you know, people say, if you're not careful, we stereotype things like, you know, sub, coming off the bench, reserve. There's only 5 girls starting. And I told the team last night, I said, you know, a good coach may not start his best 5 players. And they kind of looked at me like, I'm starting 5 that play the best together.
Yeah.
I don't need,
and that's the key.
I don't need 5 Tatianas out there, and I don't need 5 Malias. You know, I got to have people to run the certain positions, and we're lucky to put 5 out there that fill those slots pretty nicely, and we have some girls that can come in. And you're coming off the bench with the Bearettes right now. You're coming off the #1 ranked team in the state, and that's nothing. We don't celebrate the little things enough sometimes in society. We just put the spotlight on certain things, but it's a lot like your car. I go out there and take a spark plug out. It's only that big. Your car won't run right.
That's right.
Everybody's got a job on this team, and you better take your role serious because it's very important.
Well, last night we wrapped up the regular season in District 6, and again, we picked to win it at the start of the year, and obviously, after what we've had the last couple of years, it was obviously Bears, with all these seniors especially. A very balanced team, very experienced team, deep team. As you say, you can go to the bench and keep bringing in subs, and it doesn't fall off there. And last night, it was a perfect example. We rolled about a 50-something point win. Everybody dressed and played, had 3 players in double figures. We dominated about every way we can dominate the game, which we expect against East Ham. And Coach Eric Baird, who's a Bradley alumnus, you know, he talked to us on the radio, interviewed him, and he said, hey, we're not there. You know, but East Ham over the years has had some really good teams.
Oh, yeah.
With the Hayes girls and LeBou girls back in the day, and gave Bradley fits. They've never had the chance to beat us yet, but Eric knows he's got a challenge ahead of him. But the Bearettes, and just yesterday, a lot of people have seen this, read it, heard about it. Hoops Reviews, who's another one of these nationally ranking services, had the Bears ranked #2 team in the country in public schools. And I said, well, who is this? And I started delving into it. They will only rank you if you've played out-of-state teams.
Yeah.
And if you're not played out-of-state teams, you're not even going to be in, have a chance to be in their rankings. We had 6 out-of-state teams, I guess we played in Miami, and we played Hazel Green. We played the 2 teams in Georgia, Montverde, and who the other team was, played River Ridge. And by the way, River Ridge is in that top group. And the only loss they had was to the Bearettes. First game of the year we had, right here, Mercy Room on our floor. So we've taken on about anybody who want to play, but it's been, I looked this up because I didn't know the answer, but you have to go back 3 seasons to find a team in Tennessee that's beat the Bearettes. We lost last year to Heritage, Georgia. Who was the team that beat us last year in Georgia?
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan. I always say Heritage for some reason.
Private school of Atlanta.
Yes. This year, the one loss is to Montverde Academy, who is one of the very top in any category. Like Max Preps were #6, and that's everybody thrown in the same bucket. In private academies, public schools, whatever it be. But and during these 4 years that you're a senior, you've been here 4 years, total of 7 losses. And 1 this year so far, 1 last year, and 3 the year before that. 4 the year before that. We went 29 and 4, I believe it was. So we lost 1 each the last 2 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you got all this locked in your brain. You can read.
I got it memorized.
Yeah,
had to
you
bring
do.
those losses up, didn't he?
Insane.
He didn't talk about all. How many wins?
Well, we're at 25, 26 now this year. Had 34 last year, I believe. 29 the year before that.
Or 35 the year before that.
35. So add all that up, use your Bradley math. That's
There
a
we
lot of wins.
Yeah.
A lot of wins, more than anybody else. And of course, the Bears continue to be the winningest team in the state of Tennessee's history. And nobody's going to catch us as long as we keep pounding that 20, 35 wins a year. You're going to always be there. Nobody's going to be able to catch you and surpass you. But I looked this up too. I did not know this. There's been 3 teams that have won 4 consecutive state titles in Tennessee, and 5 won 3 in a row. If we could win, and I know I'm looking ahead, folks, forgive me for that, we would be one of those, would be 6 teams now and won 3 in a row. And we won back-to-back in 75, 76. We went back-to-back under Coach Reuter, and you playing with us last 2 years. So that's a goal. That'd be Bearett history. And that's what we're all looking at and thinking about.
There's been 5 teams that's won 3 in a row since the history of
Yes.
TSSAA.
3 have won 4 in a row, and 5 won 3 in a row.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and we're one of the
And we're going all the way back from the very
100
beginning.
years. That's going back 100 years.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good legacy there.
Yeah.
But and it's in 100 years of playing basketball, we've never had 3 in a row. But we had some really good teams, and I was on radio last night, you know, and I'll die on this hill. This is the best Barrett's team I've ever seen in all my years, and I don't think anybody can argue with that understands the game of basketball. I just don't think they can. But Love, we need to get you back, and I know you're dying to be back. We got a big game senior tonight, and I know this guy's probably gonna be crying like a lot of us with 8 seniors walking out there on the floor. But hey, it's what happens in high school. Knox Catholic coming in here, and they're not the same team they've had the last two years when they won back-to-back state titles. Coach Maines, who you become friends with when he was here to the Thanksgiving tournament, I guess, was Daniel Boone. Is that who he was?
He was a Daniel Boone, and that's where we got acquainted. And that was
Many moons ago.
15 years ago. Yeah. So he's moved on to Knox Catholic, and they won the last 2 large private.
Yeah.
You're right. They're
down a little bit.
They're a game or 2 above 500.
Yeah.
16 and 14, 15 and 13. They beat
Baylor Tuesday or Monday.
They beat Chattanooga Christian last night.
Did they? Baylor Monday night was their senior night for them up there.
I was talking to Coach Maines on the phone yesterday, make sure we had our JV times. We played JV girls at 4 Friday.
Yeah, a little bit of time
And then
change.
just 30 minutes later, they have a little conflict getting down here. So we're tipping off the girls at 4, then the boys JV right after. We hope to keep it on time. We might start 10 or 15 minutes late on the varsity, 6:15. But he's got a brutal road trip. He went to Chattanooga Christian last night. If I'm not mistaken, he goes to GPS Thursday night, and then he comes to Bradley Central on Friday night. Chattanooga, Cleveland.
And they played Monday night. It's Baylor senior night.
You may be right.
They did. I saw it. Yeah.
I think it was in Knoxville, but Lord, that's a lot of traveling.
Yeah, it was senior night because at Knox Catholic there. So, but 4 games in 4 nights. But you know, this is the kind of game you set this up, and I think you guys got to guess it. Let's do this toward the end of the year, knowing that both teams are going to be very competitive and all that, and you don't want to end on a cream puff game if you can help it. Sometimes you can't help it, but it's good to have competition, and we're going to have the boys here. We've never had the boys play Knox Catholic until this year. It's the first one ever. We were up there and lost by 5 points by 66-61. The game they had us down big, and we come back, but they held on. So it'll be a big, entertaining 4-game set Friday night right here. We'll have it on the radio. It'll be on Mix 104.1 as well Friday night. Senior night for the boys and girls and cheerleaders and managers and whoever else out there. But another really good crowd last night here for East Hamilton. Let's go back though to Saturday. I had a question. I knew I was going to ask you something. Saturday night, we rolled over the Lady Raiders for the 2nd time this year. We had 3 girls with double-doubles Saturday night. Have you ever had
3 with double-doubles?
Yeah, sure did. I wish I brought the stat sheet. We had 3 though.
Yeah, you know what? It kind
I
of
don't
slipped
think
my
we've ever
mind.
had it.
Wait a minute. Now, I know we had Kimura with double points and rebounds. Tatiana with points and rebounds. And then
And Harmony. Yeah.
Rebounds too?
Yeah.
You know, it slipped by me.
Come on now,
I didn't
Coach,
realize
you
that.
know.
Yeah. I looked at the box score, but
Check it out.
that's,
Verify that.
I'm
That's-
just going to go ahead and say you can't be sure until you really know, but I'm going to say that that's the first under my career. I don't recall anybody else. 3 girls in double-doubles, do you love? That's hard to get, 3 double-doubles. Like, wow. I know we had a first this year. We had a game with no turnovers. First time ever in my career. I know it was against Howard. We won big, but still, it's hard to get no turnovers. Not a 3-second, not a walk, not a bobbled ball, and then 3 double-doubles. I'm going to say that's the first in my career. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, I can verify that. I don't have that stat sheet. We didn't bring it today, but that's
We're
one
going to
thing.
name it and claim it in.
That's right.
There we go.
And that's against Cleveland there, and they've got a good
What a
team.
crowd Saturday, right?
Yes.
I know we're covering 2 games at once, but we put a Lynn Jones night with the Cleveland crowd, and man, that looked like, I told Mr. Spangler, the principal, I said, it looked like a crowd from 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Back before we had 75-inch flat screens and all that. So it
No
was
cell
good
phones.
to see, and we want to thank Mr. Jones again.
Yeah.
You know, we had the last one last night on a rainy Tuesday. Pretty good crowd.
Yes.
But without Mr. Jones, Lynn, sponsoring those 2. Last night was Parkview and Oak Grove, I believe. So quite a few kids. Matter of fact, we had one kid get in on the action. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I sure did. Stop the game.
Yeah, I think he was playing a little defense out there. But he wandered right out there, didn't he?
Yeah.
He thought he was in gym class out at Parkview, didn't he?
He told Stacy Rummer where he was going to, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going right over here. You know?
I think Stacy was trying to give him some advice. He said, I'm getting out of here. You ain't going to get me caught in the paint here.
It was a fun atmosphere, great atmosphere last night, and it just wrapped things up real well. And again, this Friday night, senior night, that's always fun. It's a little melancholy for the coaches, and the moms and dads. That's the one that always cry. You know?
It's not our senior night, but you know,
it's not the last home game for us. We're not counting on it to be our last home game for
we
sure.
should have 2 more here, but on paper, there's no guarantee.
Exactly.
But you know, it's that kind of. I've been caught in a quagmire there with the last game and really knowing it's not the last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a tough situation when you got. This is a special group right here. I've never had 8 in one class, and on top of that, I got some girls I'm really very fond of. We spend a lot of time together. I mean, they had to put up with me. They got to put up with my demands, but they play really hard for me. And when you got kids that, right here, she took a knee injury for this team.
Yeah,
playing hard, you know, and
it goes back to your conditioning. If it hadn't been the conditioning, it could have been a lot worse. You know, you got a strength coach that works on things like that in your joints, your muscles,
you're right.
things
It
like that.
Could have torn ACL if it hadn't. If she hadn't been. We never know. Only God knows. But special night, man. We need to honor these girls. And I know boys have got, and you're going to talk cheerleaders and boys, but we got 8, and I'm urging everybody to come out Friday night and watch us play a pretty good Knox Catholic team.
Yeah.
And they'll battle with us. Now we'll be heavily favored, but not like some of these games you've watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big competitive game. And I want to go back while I'm thinking about it, to the double-doubles. We had those 3 for Saturday night, but we could have had multiple double-doubles in so many games, but we have such a big lead that you get your reserves in there and rest your starters.
We didn't play a starter 1 second in the second half.
No,
last night.
not 1 second. I looked at that early today.
If we wanted to, you know, I don't know. Sometimes when you're winning, people want to throw jabs at you, but I just tell girls, keep on rocking, keep on doing what you're doing, and I'm worried about one team, Bats.
Yep.
Don't wish any harm on anybody else, but I'm worried about my team, and we just keep doing what we've been doing.
Somebody makes a remark to me about how you win, stuff like I said, I'll say, go check his record. How many state championships you won? Just check his record. You know, that's all you got to do. And you've been blessed with some great players. And
28 assists last night.
Yes, I saw 28 out of 34 made baskets. That's incredible.
If you're listening, we made 34 field goals, and 28 of them were by an assist. That is sharing the ball at that's about as high as you can get. And I'm proud of this team for that. And that's one reason we're hard to beat, because you don't know the ball's not getting stuck. Sometimes kids get tunnel vision and it's my turn to shoot. Well, no, she's got a better shot. You better pass it to the girl's got the better shot.
And last night, Avery Blair, my goodness, Avery Brewer, sorry.
She was on fire early when she.
Harmony, I mean,
Harmony, 3 for 3, yeah. Harmony
bam,
Blair.
bam, bam. We had 9 threes in the first half, I think. And that first quarter, we hit 6 of 9 the first quarter on threes and shot 64%. And made 16 shots in one period, and that's why we had 43-8.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just all come together, and the defense was doing its thing, forcing and scored. Let's see, 45 of our points came off turnovers as a result of turnovers. So that tells you what the defense is doing, and they forced 25 turnovers last night. So defense. You say we hang our hat on defense.
We do.
And that's what's going to win you a championship if you're going to win one. You're going to win without defense.
Defense can always travel. Sometimes shooting, sometimes it's not in the cards, but what are you going to do on those nights when the ball doesn't go in? That's what I ask these girls every day.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
What are you going to do to help us win when you can't make a shot? And you better have an answer.
Play defense and rebound.
Play defense, yeah.
Yeah. One final question. What's going to be your key to continued success as we go throughout? And I know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask you.
You know what I'm going to say. Stay healthy.
Yep. It's healthy and
There could
hungry.
be other variables. We don't have time to list them all. There's all kinds of variables in this game of basketball. I got a girl right now that's home, getting ready to check out and go home. We got a virus. She's got a fever.
Keep her away from the team.
Yeah. You know, don't forget, we talk about flu. There's still something called COVID that's still out there. Mm-hmm. So thank God it's not as bad as it was, but you know, just keep us healthy. I'll take I'll take everything else on my shoulders, and these girls need to have fun, enjoy this year, and be focused, but stay hungry, and stay healthy, and stay humble. Stay humble. We got to stay humble. Can't forget what got us here.
And Love, you're going to look back in a few years, when you get older, look back these 4 years of your high school and think, my goodness, we were pretty dang good,
Yes.
And
Love's going to play collegiate basketball.
Yeah, good.
She has a few opportunities right now, and of course, she's injured. That doesn't help her stock in future, but she has I've answered a few emails in the last month. People are still interested in her. So
Great. That'd be 6 of this senior class.
yeah, so that's going to happen, and just don't know where yet.
32 Barretts have signed college scholarships under your leadership. I think it's my current count, maybe 33. But it's over 30. I think it's 32. But something's going on that's good for the Barretts, and I hope that brings more girls into the program here. And as you got to restock, your high school's like college. You can't keep them forever. It ain't like the pros. But it's like college, they got to move on when they graduate.
You got to enjoy you better be ready for today.
Yeah.
Sometimes we talk about the past too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes we worry about the future. You got to be ready for the day. But if you're not planning, tell them, Love. Fell in the plan is
Preparing to fail.
preparing to fail.
Yep, that's
So
very
you got to
true.
plan ahead. So yes, we're always looking to develop those young kids and try to send more. I mean, we won't put a scholarship in one hand and a championship ring on the other hand.
Poor planning promotes poor performance. Same as.
I like the way you're thinking.
Yep. Well, Coach, thanks again as always for being here. Love, again, get well quick. If that
I'll
glass
try.
house will be there and be in uniform. We need you out there and playing, but just take care of yourself first. That's all that matters.
Thank you.
And we'll sign off for now. We'd like to have another show here, talk about the district tournament next week that's becoming starting Tuesday with girls play right now. We'll see if that changes a bit. Wednesday for the boys is the original schedule, so we'll see how it all works out. And we'll finish up there next Saturday night. That's at Howard. Invite you to come down, and Mr. Shore will be streaming it on the Bear Network in case you can't make it. You can hear all the action on our audio on the radio. So until next time, this is Gary Omi saying so long for now. God bless, and go Barretts!